All right. Hey guys. Um, Wanted to take a minute and talk to you guys about another really important part of Mocto Musculus um, and our quest for 30 days increased masculinity, right? So I'm at the gym, something that I try to do every day. Uh, for this month of November, I've been fortunate enough that my local climbing gym has volunteered to sponsor me. So I get to hang out here, and this is where I'm going to work out, do my exercises for the month. They've also agreed to let me do some video recording, like what I'm doing now. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm super grateful to them, and so I'm here, and we're gonna talk about something other than exercise, though. So when I introduced everything to you guys on Halloween, I said that not only with the introduction, there was a shopping list. And I released that shopping list to you guys, and it really only contains 3 items. And they're really simple, but they're absolutely critical. So the first item you need is a water bottle. It doesn't matter if you've already got one, it doesn't have to be a special one, just a container that will house water that is suitable for you to drink out of. That's all you need. All right. So if you want to use a 5 gallon bucket out on Shiva Git, that works. Use it. The second thing that's important, you absolutely 100% need to get yourself a multivitamin. Something, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what it is. Something that you're going to be able to take, make it a daily multivitamin, just get something. Okay. It doesn't have to be anything specific. I'm not telling you a certain brand. I'm not telling you that it has to contain certain items. You just need to take a multivitamin every day. Understand? It's important. You're going to understand why later on. Okay. Drink water and vitamins. So you need a water bottle, you need vitamins, and then the last thing that you need is a journal. Okay. And the journal may or may not be the most critical piece to all of this. And the reason why is because you can recover if you haven't drank enough water. You can recover if you're malnourished from not getting enough nutrients. You cannot recover a thought that you've had in the moment of pure clarity. You can't get that back. Those moments are unrecoverable. You can remember it, but your memory of it can be altered and adjusted because you can use emotions to violate it. But if you write it down in a journal, then you lock it in exactly as it was as you wrote it. And it's critical to be able to do that because throughout these 30 days, there will be thoughts, there will be emotions, there are going to be answers. There's going to be things that you're going to want to write down. Oh, I just barely effed up the mic with that. There's going to be things you're going to want to write down, and I want you to write them down. It's absolutely imperative that you write them down because you're going to have to study them later. Okay? So that's what we're actually doing right now at the gym. I came here to journal. I'm going to do some stretching exercises later, but today, that's all we're going to do. We're just going to write about the day. And hopefully you guys had an absolutely wonderful day. I hope that you took the challenge and that you've started. I hope you committed. I hope you've been sitting up all day. Because you're going to do that for the next 30 days. Every second of the next 30 days. You're going to be sitting up. And then there's other things you're going to be doing every single day too. So get ready for it. And get ready to write it down as you discover things. Things that you like, things that you don't like, questions that you have, all of it. Be ready and prepared to write it down. So get yourself a journal. Now, my journals are extraordinarily personal to me. I rarely share them except for those that I trust to the utmost degree. But I'm going to show you just a little bit of a couple of the journals that contain the information that I'm sharing with you this month. So this first one, this is a moleskin journal. This was given to me by a convert. When I was in the LDS religion, I went on a mission to Seattle. I baptized this young lady, and for a gift, she gave me this journal, inside of which she wrote some quotations of her own to remind me of certain things, like, for instance, this one. But this journal has served more or less as an intellectual kind of dumping ground for me. When I get quotations that I really like, if I think about something that I really want to investigate further, things that might be a little bit more science oriented, require a little bit more artistic involvement, those go into this book right here. Okay, so these ones are meant to be more logical, emotion semi removed from these ones. But in this book, I've got all sorts of things, but this was where I started to journal as I discovered my life changing and me evolving into the man that I'd always wanted to be. This is where I started to write it, was in this book. So as I started to write it, I wrote down definitions, time period, history stuff. When I do that, I continue on. As you can see, I just kind of let it go. I let my mind go, my creativity, I sink into it. A black hole, if you will. This is my black hole of machismo, to discover maximum masculinity. This is where I figured out what the word meant, the history behind it, and I wrote it down. This is where I discovered what it meant to be masculine and how different it truly is from what the world says nowadays. It's in here. I wrote it all down. And then I made a plan. I discovered my spirit animal through my journey, the cicada. You're going to hear a lot about the cicada because this little bug will teach you the best lessons about how to live your life. Oh man. Through there, I discovered more things. I discovered that cicadas love sunlight. They're drawn to light, flames, fire, if you will, heat. So I investigated what flames meant to ancient peoples, who was keeper of flames, and things of that nature. As I followed that, I realized that the keeper of flames, the people who, in our ancient worlds, that led through example, that it required a great deal of discipline for them to be able to do that. I still haven't quite finished this one. Still working on it. Work in progress. And then this is the last part that made me realize I had to do something. So I've taken action now. Journals are important. But this isn't the only one that has all of this stuff in it. Because this is my logical journal. This is think with your mind, not with your heart. This is teach with truth journal. This is teach with heart journal. This is feeling journal. This journal contains an entry from the night that I tried to kill myself. It contains an entry from many occasions that I thought were the greatest of my life and would never be surpassed, and yet were. The darkest and the brightest are in this book. This is where I put art, I put love. This book contains drawings from others, like my daughters. dropped some important stuff that are leaflets in this book, like a Yahtzee scorecard. From the time that my girlfriend predicted exactly what her final roll would be to the dice. She prophesied it. Absolutely incredible. To people that I've met, that I've asked to give me information because they touched me and I could not forget them. People who may not realize how much of an influence they played. They're in this book, Heart and Soul. This also contains machismo. I took the 5 defining characteristics that I discovered through my logical, historical referencing of our past. 5 principles, 5 absolutely critical areas that you need to develop. While discovering those, I realized I could create a program. I could share it. And it would only take me 5 weeks. So I started working on it. Over a year ago, I wrote these and planned this exact moment. Everything, what it means, broken down by week, all the way through. I've poured my heart and soul into this. Everything. My love, my anger, my passion, my rage, my joy, my sorrow. They're in these books. And I'm going to share every page of it with you. And after you hear, and after you do, you have to do the same thing I did. You need to write it down. I want to hear about it. I want to learn about you. I want to know you. Because you got something special. Something I can't get from anyone else. And I'm begging you to share it with me. But first, let me share with you. We'll talk about it later.